Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and today I want to talk about rabbits. In my last video we talked about 3 things that you should probably keep in mind if you are going to get guinea pigs as pets. Today I want to do the exact same thing but with rabbits. Talk about 3 things that I think are really important to keep in mind before you go out and purchase your new furry friend. I currently own 4 rabbits. I say we because they've kind of become more of a family pet now. I started out with 1 rabbit in 2017. I got him on the 1st of January 2017. But 1 rabbit quickly turned into 2 rabbits, which then turned into 3, and ultimately 4. I'll make my disclaimer now because in the last video I did it a little bit late, but I'm not a vet or professional or anything, but I do really like animals and I feel confident in what I have learned about the animals that I'll talk about, so there's that. Take everything I say with just a little pinch of salt and make sure you do your own research. So let's start with the first thing that I think is really important to keep in mind if you're going to get rabbits as pets, and that is that these guys are social. Just like guinea pigs, these guys really benefit from having a friend of their own kind. You probably do see people owning just 1 rabbit, and it's not necessarily a terrible thing to do. Not like it would be, it's not as bad as it would be to keep 1 guinea pig by themselves, for example. Guinea pigs really benefit from friends. While rabbits do equally benefit from having a friend, it's not going to hugely have a negative impact on their well-being. It won't help them thrive at all. It won't be the ideal situation for the rabbit. People do keep them as single rabbits though. If you do, or if that is a plan of yours, then definitely think about whether you have the time to devote your energy to that rabbit, because you are going to be that rabbit's best friend and you will need to be there for your rabbit most hours of the day, if not all. So if you work at home or you stay at home, then that might be an okay situation for you and your rabbit. It won't be the best. 2 bunnies is definitely better than 1. So if you do plan on getting rabbits, plan to have at least 2. It's generally not advised to get more than 2. It isn't uncommon for rabbits to have territory disputes, so it is advised to keep it to 2. If you do plan on having just 1, make sure you devote your time to it. Make sure you give it enough attention, or you will end up having to get another one. If you are a new owner, plan to get 2. That is the best situation for your rabbit. It will benefit the rabbit the most. It will give them the social interaction that they need from their own kind, and it will ensure that your rabbit doesn't become lonely if you're not there. The second important thing is that these guys need probably more space than you're imagining. These are the exact same points that I made in my video about guinea pigs. While they are the same points, they have different explanations. Guinea pigs clearly are cage animals. Rabbits, however, I think the days are gone where we look at rabbits as being cage or hutch animals, because they're really not. Rabbits need as much exercise as a small dog. So putting an animal with that much energy into a cage is not going to benefit it at all. No matter how big the cage is, it's just not going to work out. So if you're going to get rabbits, look at them as a house pet, like a cat or a dog would be, because that's exactly what they are and that's how they benefit the most. Make sure that your house is rabbit proofed, or that the room, a whole room that you keep them in, is rabbit proof. They will chew on your cords, they'll chew on any wooden furniture, really anything that they can that they take a fancy to, they'll probably try and chew on it. So you want to make sure that you rabbit proof either the entire room you're keeping them in or your house. Cages that you see in the pet stores just are not adequate at all. There is no exception. CNC cages are not acceptable or adequate for a rabbit. If you had can see it's open here. If you had a CNC cage like that for rabbits, they're just gonna jump out. Cages just are not good for rabbits. Neither are hutches. People do still keep their guinea pigs and their rabbits outside in hutches, and I don't necessarily agree with that. It's cold, the weather is unpredictable, it's hard to really monitor your animals that way if they're outside. And you may or may not be less inclined to interact with them. I know I would be if my animals were not here. They were outside. I wouldn't want to go freeze my butt off in the winter. And they wouldn't want that either. So rabbits are not hutch and they are not cage animals. They are house animals. So prepare your house for your new bunnies. We have, in the living room, we actually have a play area for them. And they'll obviously, rabbits can be litter trained, so that's not a problem. It's the same material that CNC cage base bottoms are made of. It's just chloroplast plastic, and it's fit into our bay window in the living room, and it's filled with sawdust. Sawdust it's not the best bedding for rabbits, but it's definitely not going to do them that much harm. Really any harm. Do monitor your rabbits though. Some animals don't really like this kind of bedding, but as a litter tray filler or as, you know, a play area, it's completely fine. All of their hay and their food, their toys is put in here, so all of any mess that they make is confined to this area, and they know that this area is theirs. As I said, our rabbits do have access to the entire house. This is the room that they spend most of their time in, and they do have this area for just themselves. You know, no other animal really goes there. They're not really allowed. And this is just for the rabbits. If you have a garden, that's wonderful. Rabbits can really benefit from going outside as well. They'll help keep your grass down at least, but definitely keep them inside in the winter because it is really cold. If you do let them outside, you know, make sure that you're always there. Even in summer, make sure that you are there monitoring them, and just make sure that they have enough space. They are house animals, not cage animals. The third and final point that I'll make that I think is really important to keep in mind if you want to get rabbits is the exact same third point that I made with guinea pigs, and that is that rabbits' diet is important. Again, not for the same reasons that guinea pigs' diets are important, but similarly. Rabbits, although they aren't rodents, their incisors in both the top and bottom jaw continuously grow, so they need to be worn down all the time as well, just like guinea pigs. So it's important to provide rabbits with fresh hay 24/7. Make sure that it is available to them all the time, as is water, equally as important, but keeping their teeth down at a reasonable length is really important for their health, for your wallet, so you don't have to take them to the vet and have them trimmed all the time. Their incisors is how they rip apart their food, just like guinea pigs is how they take their bites. Obviously they chew with their molars in the back, but their incisors are really important to actually get the food back there so that they can chew. So it's important to keep them at a nice length so that they're able to do this. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really appreciate it. I hope that what I have said is helpful, even just a little bit, and I hope you really enjoy your new furry friend. If you do intend to go and get rabbits, make sure you give them the best life you can. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.